Here's a trigger warning for all you real estate agents. If you follow one real estate agent, you basically follow them all. Every real estate agent is creating boring and selfish content and then wondering why they're not growing. But it doesn't have to be this way for you. You can absolutely stand out as a real estate agent on social media, all while showing up authentically and growing your business the way that you want. And today I'm going to help you do just that. What is up? It's Ben here from Flick. I am your resident social media nerd. I've been working in social media and content for the past 6 years, and I've actually first ever worked with a bunch of real estate agents. So I have firsthand experiences as to the pains and the potential gains from getting things right for a real estate agent. Since you sell such a high value service, if you can get content right, there is so much to win. And that's why all of you watching this know how important content is. But I'm sure you've seen firsthand, almost every agent that you follow is doing the exact same thing and they all can't grow. Shocker. But the great news for you is that means that it is pretty easy to stand out if you can break away from the crowd, which we're going to help you do. Which leads me to the first tip, which is to create genuinely valuable content. And value can come in so many different ways, but you have to genuinely ask yourself when you post something, does someone actually want this? Will someone take something from this piece of content? And thirdly, is this created for the audience I'm trying to attract? Because there needs to be goals behind pieces of content. You shouldn't only create content that can go viral, because naturally, if you serve a specific area, even a viral video isn't likely to bring you too much business if it's not done in a targeted way. So it's really about balancing all of these things, figuring out what your goals are, and then creating content that can stand out and attract the people you actually want to see it. But that's the first thing that agents get wrong, is they don't create content that has any actual value for the people consuming it. 9 times out of 10, it's just them patting themselves on the back that they got another sale. And while of course you do want some form of social proof, that's not really content that's going to motivate anyone to follow you out of all the other agents out there. So get creative and think about how you can provide value that can show your expertise, but also attract people that can actually be customers for you. So a great tip here is if you serve a specific area, start creating more content that provides value to the people that live in that area or may want to move to that area. That can very quickly help you stand out from all the other agents and make all the content you create about those subjects magnets for your potential customers. And throughout this video, I'm going to give you more and more tips to help do this in creative ways. And the easiest way to do this, in my opinion, is just to simply play news reporter for the people you want to attract. So let's say you're a real estate agent in Toronto. If you made content about news that happened in Toronto, relevant to people that live there, or the real estate market specific to Toronto, naturally that content is going to bring in very targeted people. And if you're an agent in that area, they can absolutely work with you if they grow to know, like, and trust you through your content. And the benefit of playing news reporter is you're just reporting on things that have already happened or are happening now. You don't really need to be creative. You're simply playing news reporter. When I first started my social media agency, I worked with a bunch of real estate agents and I gave them all the exact same advice to play news reporter. And there is a way that you can take this to a whole nother level and make content creation way easier. If you were to start a podcast for your local community that you serve and make it a daily morning podcast with the news, the weather, and maybe an interview from an influential figure in that area, you can become part of people's daily routine in the morning and have every episode sponsored by you, the real estate agent, which makes you the no-brainer choice for anyone who listens to that show when they have real estate needs. And the benefit to having a podcast is you can bring on influential people within the community, have them on to talk about what they're working on or their business or whatever it is, maybe it's politics, whatever, and they're then going to share their appearance on your show with their audience or community, which helps you win even more because you're cross-pollinating with every piece of content and every collaboration that you have on your show. So here's exactly how I would do this if you want to take advantage. Step 1 is to make a local area podcast specific to the community that you serve as an agent. Give the weather, the news, and feature a story either interviewing or highlighting figures within your community. These can be business owners, businesses, politicians, really whatever, anything that's relevant and interesting within the community. Because every time you feature someone or something, they're then going to talk about it on their socials as well, bringing you more traffic. Step 2 is to post Monday to Friday at the same time every single morning, ideally as early as possible. This can easily make you part of people's morning routine, which is incredibly valuable. How many people listen to the same shows every single morning out of pure habit, and they grow to love those people? You can be that person. Make every episode sponsored by you, the agent. And 3, for every guest that you have on or story that you feature, repurpose the podcast into other forms of content that you can share across social media to make them sharing it as easy as possible. This will help you grow the show for free and do so way faster. These figures in your area have already built communities and followings, and you can take advantage of that by giving them a platform. For the life of me, I don't know why more agents don't do this. It's such a no-brainer and can make creating content so much easier. So if no one's doing it in your area, be the first. Next, you want to make sure to share you through your content. A lot of people put on this image as an agent and it feels very stale, forced, and kind of fake. When people are consuming your content, you want them to be able to picture what it would be like to work with you and really get that feeling of what the connection would be, because ultimately as an agent, that's really what you're selling. It's that connection, that trust, and that relationship to fulfill the service that they need. So you don't want to be a billboard, which so many agents are. It's all surface level stuff and really, really stale. And a limiting belief that a lot of agents have is they're so worried about alienating or pissing off certain people or pushing away people. If you're just being yourself and showing up authentically online, that's going to act as a magnet for the right people. And you don't need everyone to be your client to absolutely crush it with real estate. Not everyone is going to love you, and that's totally okay. There's nothing that you could have done to make everyone love you. So why not authentically attract the right people by simply being you? So don't be afraid to show up authentically, share things of substance, and allow real connection to take place on a person-to-person level. And that can only really happen from being authentic and showing that you're a real person and not a robot. Simple tip, but goes such a long way, and you can really get a feeling through someone's content when they've reached that level of authenticity, and it hits way harder. The best way to break through as an agent is to experiment with different content formats. Because almost every agent I speak to about social media strategy, they always get so stuck on this, and they think there's nothing that they could talk about or post that people would want. And that could not be farther from the truth. There is so many ways to get creative and make genuinely valuable and interesting content. And here are just a few formats off the top of my head that I wrote down 2 seconds before this video. You could do house in my area versus a house in Texas or somewhere else where it's notoriously inexpensive or expensive. You can go either way here. 2, you could do guess the price. You could show the listing of yours or another house in your area and get people to guess the price and later follow up revealing the price. 3, the biggest home buying mistakes. That could be an entire series. 4 could be market updates. 5 could be home buying hacks. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. There are infinite ways to create content that's both relevant and interesting to the people you're trying to reach. And stuff like that actually provides value to the end viewer is going to do so much more than you simply being a billboard talking about your last sale, saying congratulations to our sellers. Everyone's doing that. No one cares to see it again and again and again and again. You want to keep things fresh and exciting, and that's how you stand out. You experiment with different kinds of content that has some value behind it. So go beyond the generic videos of just sold and the generic tour videos that everyone posts and get creative. Learn from content in different niches that does well across social media and think about how you could work those elements that made it interesting into content that would make sense for you as an agent. Also leverage AI tools that make coming up with ideas substantially easier. So even if you do struggle with creativity at times, you can constantly have a steady flow of ideas to experiment with. And we here at Flick have a full suite of AI tools to help you with content creation. It's called the Content Lab, and within this tool, you can get specific and creative ideas for content. It'll write your captions for each piece of content, and you can even provide brand information to make sure that you always stay consistent. And so the tool knows exactly who you are, what your goals are, and who you're trying to reach with your content. This can make you be far more creative with your ideas and come up with ideas you never would have on your own. Plus, the biggest bonus is it allows you to create far more content in far less time, so you can be more creative and make more experiments happen so that you can get better results moving forward. And you can try out the Content Lab completely for free using the link down below. That will also give you access to all of our other social media tools like our scheduler. And with that, you can post to Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and LinkedIn all from within one place. But the Content Lab in particular is a game changer. I guarantee you will easily come up with some ideas that you would have never ever thought about creating, but it can be game changing for your business. And if you do try it out and you want more of a walkthrough, this video I just linked in the card above is me walking through how to best use that tool to make some awesome content. So as an agent, if you want to grow on social media, you want to stand out and get all the amazing potential results from doing that, you have to make it a priority. And it really, really should be a priority. You sell a super valuable and expensive service. One big post could be worth tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars. And that's on an ongoing basis with every post that is effective. Invest the time, invest in the right tools and equipment, and continue to experiment. If you're serious about being an agent anyways, you know that the industry is a marathon, not a sprint, which only makes social media make that much more sense because it is a long-term investment. Most of your competition won't have the patience to break through the awkward beginnings of creating content, but you as someone who will make more money and have a stronger brand with deeper connection to your customers because of all the effort that you put in here. The more that you think long-term, the more you're able to view every little thing that you put into this as an investment and the more results that you're going to achieve. And since you are looking to grow on social media, this is the channel for you. As a social media nerd myself, every single week I come here to create content to help you better leverage social media, make better content, and grow your brand and business the way that you want. So if you haven't yet clicked that subscribe button, you should do that in my very unbiased opinion, and make sure to hit the bell button as well so YouTube actually tells you when our videos go live so you never miss out on information that can help you grow your business. And I know as a busy person, one of the hardest things when it comes to social media is understanding the algorithms and what to actually create. That's why in this video right here, we walk through a video with the head of Instagram Instagram, explaining exactly how their algorithms work and what you should do to get the results that you want. So if you've ever been confused by the Instagram algorithm, check out this video right here. I walk you through everything that he says and explain what he's actually saying. So go ahead and check that out. I'll see you over there and I'll see you on social. Keep creating. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.